friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I'm going to be doing my Bucket List-athon TBR with you. Bucket List-athon is a readathon that is hosted by Danny at Danny Dabbles, and it runs from November 15th to December 15th. And the goal is kind of to work on those final goals that you had for yourself for this year, kind of like a final push with some of those things. So she created this adorable game board, and you had to pick which of the 4 categories you're going to start with, either series, life, if you wanted to take things easy, new releases, or physical TBR. And then she has like a hard mode or an easy mode. And so I played this game and I came up with my list of books for Bucket List-athon. I'm also an official Bucketeer. I forget the name of it, but I will be hosting sprints at some point during that month of the 15th to the 15th that is specifically aimed toward these books that I'm going to be putting on my TBR today. But let's go ahead and jump over to the start of my rolls. And I explain a little bit more about the game. And also I show you what I chose for my must reads and my community cards. And we will see what I'm going to have on my penultimate TBR of the year. Yay! All right, here is my setup to play Bucket List-athon. Before we get started, I'm just going to share with you what's on all of my community cards and my must-read cards, and then I will shuffle them up, put them on their respective places, and we'll get going. So first up for community, we have Patreon book jar. I had problems thinking of one, but a Christmas outing in my actual real life community. Patreon poll pick, where I'll poll my patrons with a couple choices and they'll choose for me. I have a buddy read. I have a mom pick, where my mom will help me decide, and besties pick, where my booktube besties will pick a book for me. So I'll shuffle those up and put them up there, but also let me go through my must-read cards. These are books, specific books that I would like to read. So we'll see which one gets picked if I land on it. Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Lord is a NetGalley, but it also fulfills one of the Buzzword-athon prompts for this year. I have Everyone in This Family Has Killed Someone, also fulfills a buzzword prompt for this year. Julia and the Shark is part of my November TBR, just kind of helping myself along there. So is Mrs. Porter Calling, but this also gets me current with a series that I'm in the middle of. Edge Dancer is the next book in the Stormlight Archives that I need to read. I finished Words of Radiance, and I've been told I need to read this before starting Oathbringer. And finally, I have The Lost Story, which would be another book of the month. Just one of the ones that's high on my priorities for that. So let me shuffle these up and then we will start to play. Right, I've got my card piles in place. I have my little owl. This is going to be my marker for when I play. I'm going to be starting from the physical TBR corner because it's always a goal to read books from my physical TBR. And I feel like I've been doing good with series. I have so many NetGalley reviews to write that I don't want to focus on that. And life would probably be good. This would be the easiest place to start, but I just feel like I want to continue making progress on my physical TBR. So I'll be starting there. I have a regular 6-sided die, and you'll see here, I'm going to keep track of my rolls and prompts here so that I can remember when I have the books, which prompt each book fits. And there's an option for easy mode, which is 5 rolls and try to visit 2 corners, or hard mode, which is 10 rolls, all 4 corners visited. 50% of my choices have to be from the corner that I start on. And if a color repeats 3 times, I have to add a roll. So I will also be keeping track of the color when I write down the rolls over here. So let's go ahead and start with roll number 1. And I apologize ahead of time if this gets shaky. I'm literally holding my phone with my hand. I don't have a tripod that does top down. So we're just making do with what we got. So roll number 1 is a 4. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4 and immediately get this corner knocked out and read a new release. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, an old read, 1, 2, 3, 4, a favorite author. I am going to go ahead and help myself out by already hitting this corner, and we're going to do a new release. I know technically I don't have to land on each corner. I just have to pass by each corner, but still helps me out. So for roll number 1, I got a new release. I landed right on that corner. In order to choose for this, I went onto my NetGalley and I chose the most recent release that I own the book of. So I'm not doing one of the newer releases that's only on my Kindle, but I wanted to pick something that I already own the book of because I have to try to get 50% or more of these options from my shelves. And I think I'm going to do really good at that because I have so many choices on my shelves. But I also am thinking it's like the end of the year. I don't want to make things too hard or difficult. But the book that I chose, however, is I'm so thrilled about. It's another nonfiction. We're still in nonfiction November, the first half of Bucket List-athon. So I would love to get this read before the end of November. And it was gifted to me for my birthday, pre-ordered for me on my birthday, but it just came in and it was a very recent release. That is The Myth Makers by John Hendricks. This is a graphic biography about the remarkable friendship of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, two authors that I love. It's just told in a unique way where there's a lot of illustrations, but then also pages with a lot more prose as well. So it's like a combination, and I just think it's going to be so interesting, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. So that is going to be my choice for new release. Let's go ahead and roll for roll number 2. 3. 1, 2, 3, a new purchase. Or 1, 2, 3, Last Chance, which Danny says is an author that you might give up on. I don't think I have that one. I'm going to go up here and do a new purchase. And that is like a beige. I guess I'm going to call that beige. My second roll was for a new purchase. I just posted recently an October haul, and I also have a few books stacking up for a November haul, but one that I actually went online and used Amazon credits for. Thank you for using those links down below occasionally, because those little pennies add up and occasionally I get a credit on Amazon. And so recently I used those Amazon credits for Theo of Golden by Alan Levy. This is a book that was recommended to me and the besties and all of our friends that showed up in Kansas City by one of the booksellers at Rainy Day Books. And I'm just so excited. This story sounds really lovely. The back isn't very long. Let me just read what this says. Questions linger about Theo, a pleasant but mysterious stranger after his arrival in the southern city of Golden. Who is he and why is he here? He arrives early one spring and by chance, or is it, he visits a coffee shop where 92 framed pencil portraits are on display. Inspired, Theo sets out on a mission of purchasing all the portraits one at a time and quietly bestowing them on their rightful owners. Stories are told, friendships are born, and lives are changed. Theo of Golden is a beautifully crafted story about the power of creative generosity, the importance of wonder to a purposeful life, and the far-reaching possibilities of anonymous kindness. I had never heard of this book. I probably would not have given it a second glance just based on the cover, but this bookseller absolutely sold it to us, and I was just so excited to read it. It sounds like such a heartwarming, tender, kind read. And I had to purchase it. I paid full price. Well, Amazon full price. But I'm so excited to have that. And I feel like holiday season is a good time to read this hug of a book. I feel like it's just going to be one that I'm going to want to hug. We'll see. Roll number 3 is a 2. So here we are back at favorite author. I could do a community prompt, a TBR book, or a 5-star prediction, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and choose favorite author. We'll see what I decide to do. And that one is like a dark maroon. My third roll was for a favorite author. This is an author that I would like to read to zero. And I have one book left. And look at it. This is the only one I have left of this author. And that's Frederick Bachman. And this is The Deal of a Lifetime. This is one of his novellas. It's the only one I have left. I'm so excited. It's going to be so short and delightful. And I didn't even realize there's illustrations in here. So it's even shorter than I thought, which is wonderful. This was gifted to me for Christmas in 2022, and I still haven't gotten to it. So Monica, sorry that I haven't read it yet, but I am definitely going to be reading this one for Bucket List-athon because it will accomplish a goal. It's a favorite author. It fulfills the prompt. and I'm so excited for it. Yay. I don't even know what it's about, and I don't really want to read the description because it is so short. So there we have it. Roll number 3. All right. Roll number 4 is another 2, not helping me get to my corners. So I can come down to a hyped read, or I can head up to a backlist. I'm not going backwards, so I'm going to go ahead over here to backlist. I feel like that fits most of my books. For roll number 4, I got Backlist, which was to read from an author that I have read from before. And so I picked Mariana by Susanna Kearsley because it's been a couple years, or at least over a year, since I've read a book by Susanna Kearsley, and I really love her and her books and her writing. And so I want to keep working on the stack of her books that I have on my shelves. And I believe Mariana is her first or nearly her first book. It came out in 2012. Nope, 1994. This is reissued in 2012. So it was written in 1994, which, by the way, is when I graduated from high school. So I'm really excited to read another book by Susanna Kearsley. I love the sweater. I feel like it has like fall, wintry vibes. Susanna Kearsley always plays with time a little bit in her books, not direct time travel. Always something a little bit different. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with time in this book, Mariana. Here we go. Roll number 5. I kind of want to get a community or a must read in there. We have time. Let's see. 5. There we go. So I could go up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish a series. Love that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start a series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A friend wreck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last chance. I don't really get this last chance. An author you might give up on. I can't think of any on top of my head. So let's head over here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish a series. So let's see if I can find one that would finish a series before the end of the year. Get one more knocked out. That would be awesome. I'm really excited about the book that I picked for roll number 5, which was Finish a Series, because I just recently saw the movie of this one, which is based on the first book in this series. So I'm finally going to be reading The Wild Robot Protects by Peter Brown. This is the 3rd book in the trilogy. It wraps up the trilogy, I believe. I don't think there's going to be a 4th one. I hope not. But I'm very excited to return to these creatures, to this writing, to these illustrations, to Roz the robot and her goose son and all the creatures on this island. I'm really excited to return to these characters and also to finish a series. So I was thrilled to land on that for roll number 5. Right, roll number 6 is a 2. I can continue a favorite series or start a new series. I'm going to go ahead over here to start a series because I want to go through that series corner. Roll number 6 was start a series. So we got finish a series for 5, and now we're going to be starting a series. And I picked a book that I had pulled out because it's one of the only books, or the only book on my shelf that has an X in the title. And if I'm going to try, I don't think I'm going to complete my alphabet reading challenge this year. It's still possible, but if I want to get X, I got to read this book. And thankfully, it is the start of a series. So that is The Siren of Sussex by Mimi Matthews. It starts the Bells of London series. I have 2 of them on my shelves. I'm not sure how many are in the series, but I know Mimi Matthews writes historical romance. I really love her holiday romance, Holidays by Gaslight or something like that. I've read that a couple of years ago and really enjoyed it, but I've not read anything else by her. So I'm looking forward to this kind of historical romance. I think it'll be a fun addition to this stack, and for this time of year, I feel like it'll be a really fun read. Hopefully, I'm hopeful. And it starts a series, so it accomplishes that role, that prompt. Let's roll for number 7. 1. Comfort read or series. I'm obviously going to go here for comfort read. And that is my second beige. So I have 2 beige and 2 plum. If I land on either of those, I'm going to have to roll again. I love this prompt that I got for number 7, which is a comfort read. I have a lot of books on my shelves that I think are hug of a books, and I could count Theo of Golden as this one, Deal of a Lifetime, Wild Robot Protects. I could count some of those as a comfort read as well, but I went ahead and picked a book that has an elderly main character. It's a book that was sent to me by the publisher, so I wanted to try to get it read. Anyways, I don't think I have it on NetGalley. Sipsworth by Simon Van Buie. And I've heard such wonderful things about this from many of you who have already read this. It's also not very long, which I think, again, is something perfect since I'm adding 10 books to my TBR right now. So I feel like this is going to be a delight of a read, and I'm really hopeful that I want to hug it when I'm done and that it will bring me comfort and joy as I read it. We'll see. We'll see. Right, nearly done. Roll number 8 is a 6. Oh, sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a TBR book. Oh no, that's a must read. That's what this is. I could do a must read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just do that. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 5-star prediction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Favorite author. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Intimidating. Yeah, I think I'm going to come over here and do one of the must reads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will see what this is going to be. The Lost Story. Okay, I guess this was probably my least favorite choice in the must-reads, but I also am very eager to read it, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. So we're going to have The Lost Story be for roll number 8. Okay, for roll 8, I got one of my must-reads, and honestly, I put this book in there because I had asked my patrons for some help, and one of them recommended putting this one on because I'm trying to read through my book of the month, and it's an author that I've read before and really enjoyed. I think her first book was on my favorites of the year last year, so I am very eager to read it. I know I said when I rolled I'm not that eager, but I am very eager to read it, and that is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I am very excited for this one, actually. The more I think about it, it's bookish. It's going to have Chronicles of Narnia vibes, like with the wardrobe, Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe vibes, which I'm thrilled by that. It's just inspired by it. It's not a retelling, but I'm excited to see what I think about it. I think it's about kids who go into the woods and get lost, don't come back, or something along those lines. I'm not really sure, but as I was opening it up, I saw that there's a cool little map inside. That's fun. Shenandoah. So that's my must-read pick. Number 8, roll number 8. There we have it. I've gone through all 4 corners, so now I just can go in any direction I want. I don't have any kind of limits or goals to hit, but I still have 2 more rolls. Let's see what we can get for roll number 9. A 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Community. Do I want to just go straight there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also community. Let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's pick the top choice here, which is a buddy read. Okay. For roll number 9, I got I picked up a community card and I got buddy read. And I'm not picking a buddy read right now. I don't have any planned. I don't know yet what my Patreon plans are for December yet because I'm filming this before November 15th. And normally I do a poll for them on the 15th. So I don't yet know what my Patreon plans are going to be. I may have a buddy read through Patreon, like our Patreon book club, which is like a buddy read with all my patrons. I may also just kind of randomly set up a buddy read with somebody as it gets closer to the 15th and through the beginning of December. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's see what roll number 10 is going to be. Okay, so far I've done really good with not getting 3 of the same color, but I have light green, beige, and plum, this lighter purple, that I've hit twice. So if I land on one of those, I have to draw again or roll again. But let's see what I get for my 10th roll. A 6. Okay, I can go in any direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Old read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Backlist. Again, I've already done backlist. Old read feels the same as backlist. Oh, old read is oldest on your TBR or oldest publication date. That doesn't really excite me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick a corner. It's like basically a free choice. I already have series. I'm going to go ahead and pick a corner. That's dark green. That's a safe color. and I'm gonna go back to where I started with physical TBR. So it's basically a free choice for me. I can read anything that's on my shelves. Yay for that. Wonderful way to end this TBR. Sweet. All right, for number 10, I landed on Pick a Corner and I went right back to physical TBR because it allows me to basically pick anything on my TBR. So I went ahead and picked one that has already been on a TBR this year and I didn't get to it, but I think it's going to be a little lighter and fun, and I know I can get it on audio, and it's on my Christmas book exchange cart, which is one of the goals I'm still working on for this year. And so that is The Lost Ticket by Freya Sampson. I feel like I needed something, another kind of romancy vibes, because that's where I'm at right now. I've been reading a lot of historical and nonfiction, and so I needed something a little lighter, a little contemporary. So here we have it, The Lost Ticket, about a woman who connects with an elderly man on a bus and helps him to find somebody that he had met a long time ago. I'm not exactly sure of the story, but I've heard good things about it from Amanda, who gifted it to me, and from many of you last time it was on a TBR. Many of you said that you enjoyed it as well. So there we have it. That is my number 10 physical TBR book. So I did good in that all of these are books from my physical TBR. The only one I didn't fulfill is the buddy read, but I will. I'm not sure if I'll add a new book or if I'll double up and one of these will be the buddy read, but all of these are books I have on my shelves. So I nailed that goal. And here is one more look at my bucket list-a-thon TBR. It looks a little daunting, but there's some shorter ones in there. There's a middle grade, there's some romance, another short one. I'm just really excited about these. I feel like the vibes of this stack is going to fit where I'm at right now. So for a new release, we have The Mythmakers. For a new purchase, we have Theo of Golden. For a favorite author, we've got Deal of a Lifetime. For Backlist, we have Mariana. For finish a series, we have Wild Robot Protects. Start a series is The Siren of Sussex. For comfort read, we've got Sipsworth. For a must read, we have The Lost Story. We got my buddy read, and then any book from my physical TBR. I chose The Lost Ticket. So we will see how many of these I get read. I'm hoping all of them, honestly. I feel like that would be a really good, few weeks of reading, I think. So let me know if you're participating in Bucket List-a-thon. Definitely go check out Danny's channel. There's a lot more explanation of things, and you can find links to the Discord for Bucket List-a-thon and also all of the very beautiful graphics that she made for the game. I am just always so impressed with other people's creativity, and I'm so thankful that I get a chance to participate. So let's chat in the comments below. Are you going to participate in Bucket List-a-thon? What do you think of the stack of books that I chose? And if you're just wanting to say, hey, I was here, Krista, watched your video, see if there's a bucket emoji. Is there a bucket emoji? That would be kind of fun. Or a pail of some sort, or a bucket. There's got to be, right? See if you can find one. What could you find that's close to a bucket or a pail? Throw that in the comments down below just to let me know you were here. And that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to chatting with you in another video very soon. Bye.